In this episode of Hasta, Alaska, we're going to be talking about how we turned our VW bus adventure wagon into an off-grid mobile YouTube studio. But be warned guys, playing with lithium batteries can be dangerous, as we found out firsthand.
Everything in this combi is just been destroyed. Like everything inside of it has either melted or it's got smoke damage.
So in this video we'll be talking about how and why we designed our off-grid YouTube studio and what caused it to blow up.
That's all coming up after this.
Hey! Last time on Hasta, Alaska, we were initiated into our extended Volkswagen family. We took a look at some of the rarest and coolest 23-window combis on the planet and test drove Jehu Garcia's electric-powered combi. This time, we're meeting back up with Jehu to see if we can use electric vehicle technology to turn our combi into the ultimate off-grid office. Let's go exploring. The problem. For the past few years we've been crossing the planet in our classic Volkswagen combi, offering free accommodation and adventures in our tiny home to the people that we meet along the way. We've also been filming everything and producing this travel series called Hasta, Alaska. Yep, the one you're watching right now, so that we can share this unique social experience and inspire people around the world. This project has been more challenging than we could ever have imagined, and we've always been surviving on a super tight budget. But when we entered the USA, our costs had become too high to continue. We turned to our YouTube channel for the answer. We wanted to transform our passion for video creation into an income so that we could continue to reach and inspire people. So, what had started out as a hobby had quickly become a full-time job. But the problem was that we couldn't generate enough power to work productively. More and more of our time was spent looking for power outlets so that we could edit and produce our videos. This defeated the purpose of our lifestyle choice to live more simply, to travel, to meet new people and to live off the grid. Luckily, we just met a guy who might just have the answer.
So now that you understand why we need to improve on our mobile power system, let's take a look at our original design and see why it's not adequate for us to live and work full-time off-grid.
Please excuse the dust in here. We've just been driving off-road and it is very dusty and dirty. Kind of showing you my dirty underwear here. Basically the old system in the car was one of the simplest it could be. It had a standard automotive battery, much like all of you guys have in your cars, an alternator which charged that, and then cleverly a solenoid which sat between the primary battery and our auxiliary deep cell battery. And the solenoid's job was to connect those two batteries when the engine was started. So when we started the engine, the two batteries were connected and they were charging.
This is a good system because it's simple, low cost, and it charges while we're driving.
Yes, but it's a bad system because we have to be driving, or the engine has to be started for us to be charging our batteries, which means we're either making a lot of noise at camp or we have to leave camp, which isn't ideal. So half of the problem was charging. We needed solar cells to generate power whilst we were at camp. The other half of the problem was storing that power. After burning through a few deep cell batteries, we wanted to see if lithium was the answer. Weight. Lithium-ion batteries are about a third of the weight of the equivalent lead-acid battery. Efficiency. Lithium-ion batteries are much more efficient and don't suffer from the same power loss during rapid charge and discharge. Longevity. Lithium-ion can be cycled, that is discharged and then recharged, on average about 10 times more than a lead-acid battery, giving an average of around 5,000 cycles. Cost. When you take into account the length of service, lithium batteries are actually cheaper in the long run, but at around $1,200 initial outlay, we couldn't afford an off-the-shelf lithium battery.
We're thinking that I can make a battery that you can power your laptop for like a week, continuously.
That was pretty easy to find them. Jag 35, affordable solutions for inspiring filmmakers. And he's got a bus outside. Hey, buddy.
Man, how's it going?
How you doing, man?
Ah, pretty good. Pretty good.
Good to see you. This is 1/6 of a laptop battery. So in your laptop there are 6 of these little batteries, and we just so happen to have a whole bunch of old ones, and we're going to connect them all together. So you might be wondering, how can you find good cells in a dead laptop battery? Well, sometimes the battery management system is faulty and shuts the battery down when it's actually good. And sometimes one group of the cells is bad, but the others are okay. If the cells charge, they don't get hot, they hold their charge, and they have a capacity within the threshold of your particular application, then the cells can be recycled.
So once you have the good cells, you need to configure them in an arrangement which is suitable to your specific application. We wanted to create a 12-volt battery, so we put 3 cells in series, and then multiplied that by 50.
150 cells? Are you crazy? Right now I'm gluing the conducting tracks onto
Bus bars.
bus bars.
Yeah.
Bus bars, as they're known in the industry. I'm very sorry to tell you. Bus bars, I should have known that. Totally.
You're right.
I feel really bad about that. I'm gluing the bus bars onto our giant mother battery. Taking all these tiny little laptop batteries, I'm going to join them together. Recycling. Feel good when I'm recycling. Being all green. Gonna get power from the sun. Yeah, off the grid, baby. Who needs a house anyway?
This basically gave us a 150 cell battery, designed in such a way that the intended draw and charge rate would not stress the recycled cells.
She has told me I'm far too messy, and she's taken over preparing the battery, which is a little unfair, I think. You think you're doing a better job than me?
Of course.
Needs a woman's touch, Ben.
Need delicate fingers.
It's from the future.
Whilst our off-grid power project was progressing nicely, we momentarily turned our attention to another frustrating problem.
So I've had 6 different keys on my keyring pretty much since I started this trip. Different keys for every single door. It's been a pain in the butt. In recent weeks and recent months, these doors have stopped working. So this one we haven't been able to open at all from the outside. The other one doesn't work with a key either. And it's been a real problem because we've tried to buy new handles, we've tried to find solutions, and we've tried to find people that can do this, and we haven't found anyone that's been able to fix it until we got here. Up to this point in the trip, I've had a different key for every lock. Do you think we might be able to get these locks working at least today?
Oh yes, we're gonna get you. Eventually, we're gonna get you matching one key for everything the way it was originally intended.
You know, at some points on this journey, I've had to close the doors by tying them with a rope from the inside, from the inside of the handle to like the chair on the other side.
So we're gonna give you some nice original German stuff, original German locks that now could work with the correct R profile. Woo woo. So you say that it wasn't even springing back, right? Now it opens. There you go. It's nice and smooth.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice one.
This is from a garage door opener, a garage door for a car, for a house. Somebody just figured that it fit there.
Gabriel is the man when it comes to Volkswagen locks. It wouldn't surprise us if you already knew that, as he's been seen touring the US fixing people's locks all over the country. If you're having issues with your classic ride, he's the fella you need to be speaking with. We'll leave his contact details down in the description of this video. That's awesome. Back on the power project, we turned our attention to the solar panel. The idea is that we are going to take these little panels, stick them on the roof somehow. We're going to build this panel here.
We're gonna solder the 2 panels together.
But this was supposed to be a budget project, and costs were quickly stacking up. So we started making these solar panels And then I suddenly realised, this is America. You can buy stuff here. It's probably cheaper to buy one than it is to make one. And we were getting to about the $140 stage where we were about to spend the same amount as it would have cost to buy one. So, ta-da! There's a solar panel in here, hopefully in one piece. Check it out, man. It's just, we wouldn't have made on this kid.
No way. There was still one more thing that we needed to build, a controller for the solar panel.
There's actually two controllers on this system. The first, DC-DC, is set to regulate the incoming voltage from the solar panel so that it doesn't burn the battery up. The second is designed to output the correct voltage for our laptop so that we can use a DC power from our new battery to charge it.
So this little panel here, which I'm making a complete mess of, is going to be our little box, our little controller box. So we'll be able to recharge USB stuff like the GoPro, sat nav, telephone. Here is going to be a special cable for the laptop. So this will be our little Combi Life controller box.
Sticking to the DC power to charge our laptop, rather than using the typical AC-DC inverter that you see in many vehicles, is much more efficient. But it doesn't work for every laptop.
This is my soldering effect. Tell me how it is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's an art to that, yes. How do you do it so messy?
Come on, it's not that bad, is it?
It's pretty bad. I gotta say, I've never seen soldering this before.
The moment of truth, Jehu. Does it actually work? Can we get power out of this huge battery?
So here it is. Check it out. I'm gonna charge my phone. Charging.
Nice.
Charging.
Charging? Woo woo! Now I don't need a house. That's it. I'm off the grid. Never coming back.
Combi Crew members can log on to Patreon now to see deleted scenes, outtakes, a bonus interview, plus a little visit to our house of a Hollywood VIP, where we got to sit in the actual DeLorean from the Back to the Future movies. And you can find out how Ben managed to get his head stuck inside Jaws. No, really.
So today we have to put the solar panel on the roof, which means we're going to have to build some more bars on the rack, because I had the clever idea of removing all the bars to save some weight in Mexico, which turns out was a bit of a stupid idea. So we're going to build a bit of a frame for the solar panel, stick it up on the roof. We've got to make a little hole in the roof, just a little hole, just to get the cables through. And then we're going to put the battery somewhere, we're going to find a place for the electric plugs, and it's all going to be done, and then we can get out and start exploring.
And that was it. This solar panel, as well as the lithium battery, was a game changer. It allowed us to work off-grid for a lot longer. But you're probably wondering about the fire, right?
Exactly how we came to leave the Combi on its own for a long period of time is the subject of a future episode, so we don't want to get into that right now, but what we do want to tell you is the 3 reasons why we think the fire may have started.
Yeah, one reason is that a rodent could have chewed through the wires, which can actually happen. It did happen to a friend of ours. They woke up one morning to see their Combi on fire, and they found out that a rodent had chewed in wires, so it can happen.
Especially where we left the Combi, because a lot of rodents are trying to get out of the cold, and a Combi is a very nice home, let me tell you. The second reason why we think the fire may have happened is because the batteries may have been charged when they were below an ideal temperature. Lithium batteries don't like to be charged when they're freezing. It was very cold where the combi was left, and it was actually parked very close to a cliff or a big mountain. So as the sun rose, it didn't get to the panel until, you know, around about midday, and then hit full power on the panel, which would have charged the batteries when they were pretty darn cold. So that is a very likely possible reason for this happening too. We actually left the combi with the solar panel covered up with a tarp, but unfortunately it was moved without our knowledge, and it's not the guy's fault because he didn't know that uncovering the solar panel may have caused this fire. We don't blame him, but you know, that's one of those things really.
Another reason could have been that one of the cells just went bad, because that can happen too.
Yeah, it does happen. A lot of companies put in millions of dollars of research into this technology to make sure they're safe when they give you consumer products, and there are a lot of high profile cases, which I'm sure you guys at home are aware of, which shows that this technology is and can be a little unstable. So be careful guys. We don't by any means think that you should be following our example. We're just purely sharing our story so you can comment on it and see what happened to us, because it's kind of interesting, right? Mainly we don't blame anybody for this problem happening, and
we're lucky that nobody got hurt, and there was no one to blame at all. It's just a horrible situation that can't be explained. Or can it?
What do you think?
What do you think? Let us know.
So right now in the combi, this combi that we're speaking to you in, we are back to using 12 volt deep cell batteries to do our editing off grid, and we actually have two 100 amp hour batteries in the combi right now, as well as our starting motor battery. And let me tell you that both of them together don't perform as well as that lithium battery did. It was amazing whilst it lasted. We have actually take our charging quite seriously. We look after our batteries very carefully, because with lead acid batteries you can't drain them below about 50% because you really start damaging and reducing the life of the battery. So we still have our solar panel, but we also have this smart charger. If you could just pass me that, Leah. This smart charger has been very useful for us, let me tell you. There's a couple of reasons why we like it. Not only does it charge our batteries, but it also allows us a bit of peace of mind. If, for example, we're working off grid and we're trying to get something finished, and we know that we're like hitting the batteries a bit hard one evening when there's no sun and they're going down, we don't have to leave the batteries at a depleted state the next day. We can actually go and find an AC power outlet and bring them back up to health, which is, you know, it really helps us with our planning and kind of time management when we're working off grid. It's really, really smart. It has like an 8-stage charging circuit. It will do pretty much all of the battery technologies that are out there, including lithium. It looks quite big, right? But it's actually really small for a smart charger. This is a 26 amp charger, so it delivers plenty of power, but in a really, really safe way. It's got like an advanced charging curve, so it delivers like small micro pulses to recover batteries if they get depleted or drain too far down, which is really useful for us when we're troubleshooting like a starting problem and we drain our battery trying to get back on the road, and all of a sudden then we have to like go and charge our battery. This thing is a really useful thing to have, not just to charge our deep cell batteries, but actually to also start the car if we ever needed it. So yeah, it's worth its weight in gold. Having a smart charger on board your RV or your van is actually a really useful thing if you hit your batteries as hard as we do. So this is definitely a vital part of our equipment right now. We still don't have a generator. We're trying to stay away from that, but having solar and having that thing as a backup to give us power when we're in a campsite is really, really cool. So we're getting by. We're missing our lithium batteries quite a lot, but perhaps the next vehicle that we have will have lithium batteries again. Stay tuned for the next fire. So this is our YouTube studio. Now let's go to the YouTube studio.
In LA, baby. Whilst we're in town, we wanted to check out the YouTube studios.
This is the place where the people that have already made it in YouTube come and make awesome videos. I remember when I first heard about YouTube, I was like, that's never going to take off. But it's kind of developed and become popular, and people are sharing amazing information. Like, I learned how to rebuild my engine by YouTubing stuff that I didn't know. I learned, you know, I want to paint my car. Okay, YouTube, let's see how you do it. You know, you can literally YouTube anything now, and you can. It just enables you to do whatever you want. Ooh, he's pretty, isn't he? Here's the Vsauce guy.
Hey, Vsauce, Michael here.
The guy with the most expressive eyebrows in the world. Guy's a legend. I've only seen a couple of his videos, but he makes boring subjects interesting.
Pick a card. I've got 10 of them here. Let's say you choose this one.
In this YouTube space, all the people that are in here are making money, right? They live in nice houses. They're kind of like film stars. They're not expecting someone that lives in a VW bus to come in here. Look at that. Look at this. That's 1 week's breakfast, 2 weeks breakfast, 3 weeks breakfast. Stay one. What else have we got in here? Are you kidding me?
There are currently 9 YouTube spaces in major cities around the world, and each of them offer much more than just free refreshments. YouTube offers a wide range of services to its top creators, from the use of production equipment worth hundreds of thousands of dollars to creative spaces and whole studios for hire. They offer screening rooms, conference rooms, sound booths, and editing suites capable of rendering incredibly complex projects. YouTube will also teach you how to use all of this, plus classes in channel growth and even how to grow a business around your channel. And they offer all of this to us for free. Pretty cool, huh? Kind of feels like we're in Hollywood. Next time on Hasta, Alaska, we finally go exploring up the Californian coast. We take a much needed bath, I make Leah eat some snails, and then she announces that she's leaving combi life. Don't forget to subscribe to the adventure.